The open ocean is unforgiving, a place where the mightiest warships battle not only enemy threats but the raw power of nature itself. And on this fateful day, the world's largest aircraft carrier was about to face a storm, unlike anything seen before. What started as calm sea quickly turned into a nightmare. Meteorologists had warned of rough waters, but nothing could have prepared the crew for what was coming. Winds were howling, waves rising, and then the storm struck. With little time to react, the crew scrambled to secure fighter jets and equipment on the deck. Any miscalculation could send millions of dollars worth of military hardware into the depth of ocean. Waves, the size of buildings, pounded the aircraft carrier, shaking its steel frame like a toy. The vessel, built to withstand the hardest conditions, now found itself at the mercy of the storm. The flight deck, usually a place of precision and order, became a battleground of wind and water. Inside the bridge, officers watched in disbelief as radar screens turned into a wall of chaos. Communications began to falter, and power surges threatened critical navigation systems. The ship was alone with no rescue in sight. And then the unthinkable happened. A rough wave, nearly 100 feet tall, surged towards the ship. The crew braced for impact, knowing that this single wave could flip even a vessel of its magnitude. The collision was deafening. Water flooded the lower decks, equipment was tossed like paper in the wind, and the entire ship grounded under the force of nature's worth. But this was not an ordinary ship, and was no ordinary crew. Decades of training kicked in. Engineers fought to stabilize power. The crew risked their lives to secure lost aircraft, and then the captain issued orders with unwavering resolve. Using every ounce of its 1 lakh ton weight, the aircraft carrier pushed forward, defying the storm's grasp. The ship's nuclear powered engines roared, cutting through the monster wave, inching toward the survival. And then, just as suddenly as it had arrived, the storm began to break. The winds eased and the ocean settled, and for the first time in hours, the crew could breathe again. The aircraft carrier had survived. It had been battered but not broken. This was a testament to its engineering, its design, and the bravery of those who called it home. As the sun rose up over the horizon, the crew assessed the damage. Minor flooding, some damaged aircraft, but most importantly, no lives lost. They had endured one of the deadliest storms in modern naval history and lived to tell the tale. The ocean had tested them, and they had passed, because no matter the storm, no matter the challenge, the world's greatest warships always sails on. If you enjoyed this incredible story of survival, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more jaw dropping moments from history's most powerful war machines. Unlike next time, stay safe and keep exploring the unknown. When looking at an aircraft carrier, it might seem like it could tip over at any moment. After all, it carries approximately 5,000 sailors and dozens of aircrafts on board, creating an immense weight imbalance. But here's the real question: how does the world's largest aircraft carrier stay stable and not capsize? Or can it? Before we dive into how these massive warships maintain their balance, let's address a critical question first. Has an aircraft carrier ever tipped over? If so, what caused it and how did it happen? Let's explore these incidents in the episode. This is the case of the SS El Faro, which departed Jacksonville, Florida, under the command of Captain Michael Davidson, bound for San Juan, Puerto Rico. At 8:10 p.m. on September 29, 2015, the tropical storm was several hundred miles to the east. 2 days later, after Joaquin had intensified into a powerful Category 4 hurricane, the vessel's likely encountered swells between 20 and 40 feet and winds exceeding 80 knots, and she sailed dangerously close to the storm's eye. By around 7:30 am on October 1, The El Faro had taken on water and was listening 15 degrees. The last communication from Captain Davidson indicated that the crew had managed to contain the flooding. Shortly after all, the contact with the vessel was lost. This raised a critical question: did the ship capsize, or was there another fate awaiting the El Faro? After an extensive search operations, debris and a damaged lifeboat were recovered. By October 5, the search was called off and the ship was officially declared sunk. Let's not debate which is bigger, a cargo ship or an aircraft carrier. The fact remains that largest cargo ships are bigger than the largest aircraft carriers. This brings us to an important question. If a cargo ship can sink, what happens when an aircraft carrier faces similar challenges? Yes, aircraft carriers can sink, but it's extremely rare in modern times. While accidents do occur, they are not common during active operations. One such incident took place on July 8, 2022, when an F 18 Super Hornet fighter jet was blown overboard from the deck of the aircraft carrier USS Harry S. Truman while operating in the Mediterranean Sea. The aircraft, assigned to carrier Air Wing 1, was lost due to unexpected heavy weathering during its sea operations. The lesson learned from past maritime incidents, including the sinking of ships, have driven continuous upgrades to aircraft carriers. These improvements aim to address challenges and enhance stability, safety, and operational efficiency. One critical feature is the aircraft carrier's massive anchor. While its primary function is securing the ship in place, it also plays a crucial role in maintaining the carrier's stability in various sea conditions. This stability is essential for safe aircraft takeoffs and landings, ensuring that sudden waves or rough waters don't create dangerous situations. Additionally, the anchor helps control the ship's position, particularly in crowded ports where maneuvering space is limited. This added control enhances safety and prevents potential collisions. With all these advancements, one could argue that even the world's largest aircraft carrier is unlikely to tip over. But before we dive deeper, let's first meet the world's largest aircraft carrier. Before this powerful warship came into service, the US Navy primarily operated Nimitz class aircraft carrier. However, a significant shift was set in motion in 2008. On September 10, 2008, the US Navy awarded a $5.1 billion contract to Northrop Grumman Shipbuilding in Newport News, Virginia, to design and construct the USS Gerald R. Ford. This carrier was intended to be the first in a new class of aircraft carriers, bringing significant performance improvements over the Nimitz class. The Gerald R. Ford is equipped with advanced technology, including the AN Spy 3 and AN Spy 4 active electronically scanned array radars, which enhance its situational awareness and threat detection capabilities. It also features the ship's self defense system, MK2 baseline, 10 Mod 6 command and control system designed to improve the defensive operations. After years of development, the Gerald R. Ford was officially delivered to the Navy in 2016. However, this class of carriers represents more than just floating airbase. They are premier forward asset for crisis response and early decisive strikes in major compact operations. As part of a carrier strike group, Gerald R. Ford class carriers provide one's capabilities including forward presence, deterrence, sea control, power projection, maritime security, and humanitarian assistance. These state of the art carriers ensure that the US Navy dominance at sea